Shit. Welcome. I am Dena, and you're listening to a discussion with Dena. Saturday Night Live is celebrating its 50th anniversary on television. I haven't known a time when there was not a Saturday Night Live. The most recent April 5th Saturday Night Live episode was full of surprises during the weekend update segment, which is currently hosted by Colin Jost and Michael Che. This is where they discuss all of the current events and news of the week. The cast member, Ego Woldham, joined them at the desk in response to the news that the comedian Amber Ruffin was uninvited to the April 26th White House Correspondents' Dinner. Now, Ego Woldham comes out and she begins to pitch herself as the replacement comedian to perform at the Correspondents' Dinner. She goes into her alter ego, who happens to be a 50-year-old mother of five by the name of Miss Eggy. She wants to share what kind of jokes she would tell at the meeting. So she stands up, she's holding her purse, and she gets the mic and she goes in front of the desk and begins her comedy routine. It is a call and response that she does within her act. A call and response is simply you make a statement and hold the mic out so that the crowd can answer your cadence. Example, God is good. And the response is all the time. And all the time, God is good. But what is funny about it is that during her routine, she's telling jokes. And again, she's holding out the mic to the audience, as I've said. And she goes in and she says, Miss Eggy don't what? And she holds her mic out. And the audience responds, play. Her next joke was Cory Booker out here with his filibuster. Shoot, I've had my filibusters cause these men ain't what? The crowd responds, shit. She is totally surprised and it is done live. The whole crowd just cursed. And her co-hosts, Colin Jost and Michael Che, they are just in the background. They're shocked, they tickled, they are acting a fool. But Ego was not ready for that response. She went on with her routine. She's laughing, but Colin and Michael, my goodness, they are straight tripping out in the background. And she said, y'all gonna have to pay for that, pointing at the audience. She's talking about the possible fines that the show may get. And then she goes on to say, Lauren Michael's gonna be mad at y'all. But I gotta give it to her. She is a straight trooper because she kept going, even though she was clearly shocked by the crowd's response. But it was funny as heck to see. But whose fault is it? Now, the censors were able to catch the curse word before it aired on the on the West Coast, but I live on the East Coast, and I saw and heard it all. And it was definitely as funny as it appeared. Now, the response she was hoping for was, men are not worth a damn. But the crowd again said shit. But I think the two co-hosts who honestly, they just remind me of the 7th grade boys that sat in the back of the class and made fun of everybody that entered and exited and were often tickled by their own corny jokes. That's who they remind me of. They made it worse because they gasped, then they laughed uncontrollably. But we've watched Saturday Night Live for several years, my hubby and I. And it's usually how we wind down our nights. But the creative quality of some of the skits seem to leave much to be desired these days. Doesn't seem to be the quality of humor that it once was. But because most of the skits today seem to be sexually oriented more so and leaning toward LGBT And I have noticed what I refer to as a kind of sly, slick, comedically disguised racist undertone skits. Sometimes I catch them. But clearly, it tells a lot about the writers, who they are, and their attributes, I would say. Those that have been chosen to write for the show. But this skit was hilarious, and so was the one referring or talking about it implied. It never said his name, but if you look at the picture, you clearly know that they are talking about Dr. Umar
Interesting
Johnson.
familiar character. Take a look.
My black brothers, we must protect the bloodline. Resist the temptation of the snow bunny. You don't want it, honey. You don't want it.
See how I'm vibrating off my cellulite? Very demure, very mindful.
Hey, baby, you want...
Did SNL spoof Dr. Umar last night? Is that supposed to be Dr. Umar Johnson with a white chick?
Make the black woman the excuse for why you, my black brothers, we must protect the bloodline. Resist the temptation of the snow bunny. You don't want it, hey, baby, you want...
Now, if you have not already, like, share, subscribe, and leave me your comments on what you thought of this topic. And be sure to join me for another discussion with Dena. Ta-ta!
This concludes your daily discussions with Dena. Join us Monday through Friday at 12:30 p.m. Like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment.